Hello! It's Susan from Sassy C Art Shop. You guys ready to do some art with me? Let's get to it. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I am Susan from Sassy C Art Shop, and today I'm going to be creating a sketchbook cover. So this is my first sketchbook that I did. And this is my second one that I just recently completed. If you want to see everything that's in it, be sure to check out one of my previous YouTube videos. And this is what I'm going to be working with today. So I actually found these cool things on Amazon that are like collapsible binders. So they don't take up as much space, but you can fill them like a regular binder, and they have like the 3 rings. And then it has this color on the front. As you can see, it's blue, and then it's got like a lamination sheet. So I decided that this is the character I am going to create. She is a mermaid based character because I wanted her to go with the blue. So let me show you how I go about creating her and the steps that it took to finish her off. And I will put her on the cover of my sketchbook. So you guys might be wondering why I use more of like a binder compared to a regular sketchbook. And the answer is I kind of just like drawing on loose paper. So the first sketchbook that I had that I showed you at the beginning of the video, that was like gold and black. So I had actually created my pictures, and then I would laminate them and then glue them into my sketchbook. But that didn't really work. It made my sketchbook like super thick, and I just didn't really like it. And then I couldn't fill the whole sketchbook kind of thing because it was too thick to close. So I actually, like I said, I found these on Amazon that are like collapsible binders kind of thing, and they came like 4 to a pack, so I think I got like a pink, blue, green, and red one. And as you all saw, I've already completed the pink one. That one was really fun to do. And like I said, if you want to see everything that was in that sketchbook, you can check out one of my previous YouTube videos where I show off everything that was in that sketchbook. But the binder works really well, I have found, because it has the clear plastic on the front, so I can still just slip a piece of paper in there and decorate the sketchbook, which is what I'm doing now. And then, like I said, it has the 3-ring binder kind of thing. So I create my artwork on my loose pages, normally on like a piece of cardstock, because that's the kind of paper that I like using. And then I'll just slip it into a protective sheet that's like laminated, or the clear plastic, or whatever you want to call it. And those have the 3-hole punch already built in, so I can just slip it into the binder. And I have found that that works really well for me. I don't know if you guys like that kind of thing, but if you like drawing on loose paper compared to like in a sketchbook, yeah, I would definitely recommend checking those out. They're not super expensive on Amazon. I think the pack of 4 was like, I don't know, like $20 or something. It was a couple of years ago when I bought it, so I can't say for sure, but yeah, not super expensive. Anyway, so let's get into the art itself. So for the second sketchbook that I used, that I showed you at the beginning, so I thought it would be really fun to, because I liked the color, the pink color, and I wanted to show that on the cover. So I actually created one that had little cutout bits that showed through the back of the cover, and I wanted to do that again. And in the second sketchbook, I had like a character, and it said Sketchbook 2, and then it kind of had like an Art Nouveau like background style. And I really liked that. So I wanted to continue that with this one. So that's what I decided to do. I actually went through quite a few different ideas when I was planning out my sketchbook. So like I said, I picked out this blue one that I wanted to do, and I wanted to do the cutout again. So I was like listing different things that I think of when I think of the color blue. So I came up with, you know, sky and sea and calming, and I came up with like a few different things. I had initially thought about actually creating like a girl who's like listening to music as she's like roller skating by the ocean. I thought that might be fun, and then like the music is like showing up as like a wave or something like that. But I tried it a few times, like a few thumbnails, and I looked at some references, and in the end, it really wasn't working for me. So I ended up scrapping that idea. So I went back to the sky and the sea and things that are blue, and I came up with like, you know, like whales and some different sea creatures. And then I thought, ooh, what if I created a mermaid character? Because that has the sky and the sea, and you can incorporate the blues and things like that. And the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. And like I said, with the first two sketchbooks, I did create a character and then like a background sort of around it. So I thought creating a mermaid type character would be really fun. And of course, as I'm sketching this, you'll see that I don't actually show the fin, but just know that she is a mermaid. Anyway, so I, you know, sketched it off screen, but I did show you guys a couple of pictures, and you'll see the picture that I'm showing of like the line art. I'll show you pictures of the process each as I go. But yeah, so I decided to create this portrait of like this mermaid character, like a bust up portrait. And she's got like these cool like flowing sheer sleeves, and she's got like the shell bra and like all this cool jewelry that I wanted to do. And then yeah, so I'm coloring it right now, and I use my Ohuhu alcohol markers for coloring. I think they blend really well, and I like the colors and stuff. So I had my sketchbook binder, whatever you want to call it, portfolio, whatever, beside me, because I wanted to pick colors that would look good once I cut out the bits, like would show up with those blues well. I didn't want the exact same blue, but I wanted some that would go well with it. So I use a few different colors to create each like color. I pick like a base shade, and then I go darker with some shadows, and then I blend it out with the base color, and then I'll typically add an even darker shadow, and I may blend that out. It just depends on how dark I want each of the shadows. So for the skin tone, I kind of went with kind of like a tealy color. Yeah, like teal, turquoise, blue, green, whatever you want to call it, because I didn't want it straight blue, but I did know that I wanted the hair to be like quite a vibrant dark blue, and that was a lot of fun to create. I really like how she turned out. I actually added like some little, I don't know if they would be tattoos or just like symbols, or like what you would call them, like raised skin, like maybe she was born with them in the mermaid community. But I added that to her face. I just thought that would be fun. I like the little bit it adds. I do add, as you can see, a little bit of my acrylic paint pens from Artex, just for like certain little details. Like I did it for the markings on the face that I was just talking about, just because I thought it would show up better compared to trying to do it with the alcohol markers, because I know they would, if I tried to do it with the alcohol markers, they would probably just like kind of blend into what I had already laid down. So I did that, and I actually, the eyes, I had colored in the pupil with like the, when I was doing the line art, but something about it wasn't looking right. Like I don't know if I positioned it wrong, or if I got them too big, or what, but it just wasn't looking right. So I did go over the entire iris and pupil with a paint pen, just so that I could kind of reshape the pupil to the size and shape that I wanted it to be. And I use my gold and silver gel pens from Ohuhu. I really like these gel pens. I think they have like a nice shine, and like they're really colorful, and they have a nice ink flow, which is good. And like the color's really nice. Some gold pens I feel like are too dark, and this is nice and vibrant. So I use that for like a lot of her jewelry, and I actually used like a silver pen for some of the line work when I was doing that, because I just wanted definitely like some of the shine. I think I do end up going back over some of that with like the black, just around the outlines, just so to make it pop a little more. So as you can see, I have moved on to the background, and so like I said, I wanted to kind of have the Art Nouveau feel, so kind of like the paneling and the different aspects of it. So I left certain parts completely white because I knew I was going to cut out those bits that were completely white, so that the back of the sketchbook could show through as I wanted. Anyway, so I kind of created this like little underwater scene with like a cute little tiny little blue octopus and a tiny little pinky purple jellyfish and some plants and fish and stuff. And then I did like 2 suns at the top with some like yellows and oranges. And I know it would make more sense just to have one, but I like the look of it being more balanced. So I actually just mirrored it. But I think that was actually a good decision. I think it ends up looking really good with that. And I like the yellow and orange contrast compared to like all the cool tones that I have in the piece. I just think it adds that little extra bit of pop, which I really like. And then at the bottom and where it says sketchbook, I actually created a wave effect. So I filled it in with a blue that I felt was fairly similar to the blue of the sketchbook. And then I layered a few different blues and left the tips kind of white to show like the foam of the waves. Yeah, so that's how I created the waves, and that was pretty fun. So like I said, I used mostly my Ohuhu alcohol markers for this piece, but after it was done, I just felt like it was missing something, and like I felt like it needed more shading and stuff like that. So I actually went in with my Prismacolor colored pencils and like did a whole bunch of the detailing on the character. I didn't really do much to like the background or anything like that because I just didn't feel like it really needed it, and I definitely wanted her to stand out from the background. But yeah, I didn't actually record myself doing the colored pencil work that, but you'll see a picture of it in just a minute. So you'll see like a picture of the alcohol marker base, and then a picture of the colored pencils that I put on after. And I really am glad that I ended up adding the colored pencils, because I think it just like, it really brought it all together, and it like added that bit of depth and detail, and just like really brought it all together. And then for the words sketchbook, I debated a few times, or for a little while, about what I wanted to do. If I wanted to make it the silver or gold to match her jewelry, or maybe like the sort of light purpley pink that's kind of like on her sleeves. But I ended up going with a very dark blue, and I'm actually glad that I did that, because I think it stands out pretty well, but it still is cohesive with the piece. So here I have cut out the pieces by eye. I actually mean my sister cut it out for me because I can draw, but I cannot cut straight anything. And these were all delicate, finicky bits. So I asked her to cut it out, and she very kindly did that for me. But look how it looks in the sketchbook. Doesn't that look so cool? And then I created some stickers, like a little wave and the number 3. Like I just had some leftover sticker paper that I had. And then I decided, you know, it is not enough to cover or to color and create a cover for the front cover. I also wanted to do like the interior cover. And I actually did this for both of my previous sketchbooks. I took the character that I drew on the front and I drew them again in either a different style or a different setting. So I thought it would be really, really cute for this one that, like I said, she is a mermaid, but you can only see her from the top. So I definitely wanted to do a full image, but I didn't want to draw like her fully again, like in that same style. So what I actually decided to do, as you can see here that I'm creating, is for the interior cover that I'll slip in, which actually has like a little place where you can slip it in, which is super nice, is I created a little chibi version of her, and I think she turned out super cute by the end of it. I really, yeah, it was super fun because I feel like the front cover, she looks like very elegant and mysterious and kind of has that, you know, little bit of je ne sais quoi, and then like the chibi one is like, I'm cute, I'm here, what are you gonna do about it? So, you know, 2 moods to have, elegant and mysterious, or just like super cute. So you, if you could only pick one, let me know what it would be. But anyway, while I have you guys here, I just wanted to remind you to like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out. I know this is a little different than what I normally do. What I normally do is show you the products I create for my small business, such as my art prints and my stickers. And all of those are available in my shop, which I'll link below in case you want anything. These pictures that I'm doing right now are not available in my shop because they're just for me, they're just for fun. But if you are interested in my art, you can get it for yourself in my shop, like I said. And be sure to comment down below what you guys think of my art. Do you like seeing videos that are not strictly business ones, that have more of my personal art? Because if you guys like seeing videos like this, I may do some more videos like this and maybe some art challenges and stuff, things that are not strictly in my shop, but let me know in the comments below. So as you can see, I just completed the line work for her, and it was pretty simple. I think I used like a blue to outline her eyes and like the little markings on her face so that they would show up. And then I think I pretty much just used a black ink pen for everything else. And I used thinner lines for pretty much everything. And then the very outside border of the outline of the character, I used a slightly thicker one. And then something else I did that is a good tip for you guys. If you are wanting to leave something like white, like lettering or something like that, a great way to do that is to take maybe like your white gel pen and just go over the letters, because I have welcome to my sketchbook and then the dates that I start and end it at the top. And I actually went over that with my my white gel pen at the beginning. And then when I colored over it, because the tip of the ink pen kind of goes into the paper, I can see where that is and then go back over it after the color is on, and it shows up a lot brighter. So just in case you guys were wondering that's a good tip for you guys. So for the coloring of the character, I had left out the markers I had already used for the front cover, which I was glad I did that because it made it much easier to decide what I wanted to do for her, because I wanted her to be the same character basically, and I didn't have to like pick out the new colors and stuff. So that's how she looks. And then now I'm starting on the background. And I wanted her to be under the water. I debated a few different poses and different situations, but eventually I came up with this pose that I liked, where she's like sitting on a rock, but it's more like a hoop, or like it's not like a solid rock formation in that it's solid, like it arches around. That's the word I'm looking for, arches. So like an arch of rocks or whatever. And then you can see her tail coming through the opening as she's sitting, and she has like a cute little harp that she's playing. And I decided to make her, I guess fins is what you call them, the same color as her like little sheer sleeves, just because I thought that would be fun. And I added like some blue colors underneath to kind of make it look a little like sheer and stuff. So for the background, like I said, I decided she's like sitting on her arched rock, and I did want to create the sea life around her and stuff. So I looked up a few different images. Sometimes I find it can be intimidating to color directly from like a photographic reference, or create a scene from like a photographic reference, because you're like, oh, there's all these details and there's all this stuff. So something that I do sometimes is I will look up either like anime or chibi landscape of like whatever I'm looking for. So in this case, like an oceanscape, and it just made it a little easier to actually like figure out how to draw it and make it a little simpler lines. And then of course I do it in my style and pick the elements I want and combine different things. But yeah, I was really glad that I ended up doing this, and I think it turned out really, really good. So for the colors, I tried to keep the same color scheme, like I said, that I had already used. I did add like a bit of like more oranges and pinks for like some of the corals and like some of the fish and stuff. That is not really in the front cover, but I'm glad I did that. I think it just added that little bit of extra underwater life, and has a bit more color variation. So basically what I did with these, she's sitting on the rock, and then she has like rocks around her, and then there's like coral and seaweed and little fishies and a little jellyfish and stuff surrounding her. And so I laid down all my base colors with my markers of everything that I wanted. And then you'll see me start in just a second. I end up creating definition and shadows for like the rocks and stuff with a darker color. Like I think I used a dark gray kind of color, and I just kind of placed where I roughly wanted the shadows in, especially for the rocks and stuff. And then I tried to place shadows in a way that would sort of make sense, at least in my mind. They make sense. I don't know if they're actually accurate, but that's what I tried to do. And then I end up going over everything with a few different shades of blue, because I wanted it to look like you could see the light coming through the ocean top or whatever, like the sunlight streaming through. So I use a few different shades of blue with my ruler, and I end up creating a really cool effect. And I just go over everything with those blues because I wanted it to, still have the color of like what it would originally look like, but have like that ocean feel to it as well, which I'm glad I end up doing that. I think it turns out really well. And here I'm just adding like some deeper shadows where it's like the actual, the deepest, darkest places. And I did end up the same with the front cover. After I had finished creating the background and everything like that. So here's where I'm talking about with the blue and the stripes and the lights. So I go over everything with the blue and give it kind of like it's actually underwater feel, which I'm glad I ended up doing that. But yeah, so the same as with the the front cover, I felt like she needed a bit more detail. So I end up going back with my Prismacolor colored pencils and like adding the details and shading to her face. I didn't go as detailed, excuse me, as detailed as the front cover, just because I felt like, you know, she's chibi and she's cute and it's a more simplistic style. So I didn't do as many details, but I did add some, and I'm glad I did because I think it really added to the piece. Anyway, but tell me guys what you think of these pieces so far. Comment below which you like better. Do you like the more like realistic version or the cute little chibi version? Like, which is more appealing to you guys? I'm curious to see. And like I said, if you guys like these type of videos, be sure to give this a big like and be sure to subscribe to the channel and let me know what you guys think. Are you enjoying seeing these type of videos or not? You want to see strictly business videos? Let me know. And then I added like a darker shadow at the bottom to kind of be like the light isn't reaching as deep there. And then I went back in. I decided I didn't want white for the words. I wanted it to match the sketchbook cover. So I went in just with like a blue gel pen and wrote the words. And then I went in with my marker and thickened up certain lines just to give it more of a interesting effect and to be able to read it a little clearer. So I am just finishing up the words, and then I will show you guys the last little bit of the sketchbook. And so yeah, that marker base, colored pencil base, there we go. And she's done. Isn't she so cute? I love how she turned out, and I love how detailed the background is. And you'll see me putting it in the sketchbook. Like I said, it has that little pocket that is perfect for it. The only thing is I didn't measure it, so it kind of like cuts off the words of welcome to my sketchbook, but you get the idea, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. So tell me guys what you guys thought, and which you liked better, and if you liked this video. So yeah, I'll let y'all just finish looking at it. You guys are still here? Well, thanks so much for watching. To support my channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you want anything from the shop, the link's always in the description. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and next time, don't forget you're going to get to see my highlights of my artistic journey, as well as my foibles, because there will be some. All right, bye!